name is Elaine Ng, and I'm a 2017-2018 Fulbright Fellow. This year I'm a visiting artist at Tainan National University for the Arts in the Graduate Applied Arts Department, and I'm working mostly in ceramics and fibers. I'm a visual artist working in sculpture and installation, and a lot of my work relates to site and is site-specific. This year my project began with the premise of cartography and the ideas that come with map making. I like the idea of how artists are like map makers and that they create context for information. I started with looking at a lot of the surrounding environments in Tainan and just everywhere I go, and I take pictures of things and I'm looking for materials and patterns. I'm happy to say that actually a lot of finished artwork has come out this year, and I didn't necessarily expect that, but it's been a really pleasant surprise at the end here. More importantly, I think I have some ideas and some things that I'm not sure I even understand yet that I can take back and work on for years and years. And this year I was hoping to maybe do a little more object work and a few more things that are that take the material out of the site and that allow us to maybe think about the site but not be in it. I've had this feeling that Taiwan would speak to me in ways that were very innate and very internal, that I might be able to express out to an audience. My installation at Ching Chin Gallery is probably one of the examples of how I work over time. I started going to that gallery when I first got here because the students took me over there, and I was really inspired by that space. It's all concrete walls, and it's a very unique space. And so I kept going back. I went to other openings, other events, and just let it kind of sink into my head and thought about it. And maybe about 6 months in, they invited me to do a show there. And so I began thinking about it more specifically. It takes me some time to really think about what a place speaks to me. And for that place, what ended up speaking to me was the patterning in the window grills. And I did a little bit more research into that and found out that not only are those window grills original to that house, but they are very indicative of a historic time. And so in using that pattern, I think it just subtly refers to that history, specifically of when Japan was occupying Taiwan. And I've used raw clay on the walls, and so it's sort of peeling off the walls and maybe disappearing a little bit over the time that it's up. I've wanted to apply to Fulbright for a long time, since I first learned about it in college. And I've been waiting for the right country and the right research topic. I've been waiting for it to gel together to apply, to make a strong proposal and to do good research. And a couple years ago, I came here to visit a friend, and I was thinking about Taiwan as a possible country, and I noticed the material environment really stuck out to me. And it seemed finally that there was something that was relating very specifically to what I was considering in my own artwork. I think art speaks to something that is very much at the core of Fulbright's mission, and that's the idea that we increase mutual understanding. It's not usually very direct. Artwork can be very indirect. It can create a space for thought. And I think that's sometimes what's difficult for people, but also the strength of it. In doing it that way, where art doesn't always have text for you to fall back on, it allows people to transcend their cultural barriers and language barriers, and I think that creates mutual understanding. More specifically this year, I'm working in a studio with a lot of Taiwanese students. The professor who invited me here, Yuan, he is really good at bringing a lot of different artists here from a lot of different countries. So our studio environment is actually very international, and in that way I represent an American voice, or a hybrid American voice, and it's amazing how much communication can happen without the use of language in an art environment, and I think it can happen in many other environments as well.